Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon Hodge here. Today is Tuesday, at least when this video is going up, it's Tuesday. This is something a little bit different. I think every Tuesday I'm just going to do like some kind of random video just to kind of like switch up things and not do like start like a new series or something on Tuesdays, just do something like random. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining some wrestling terms. I know a lot of channels out there have done this. They have explained wrestling terms. Some of them have series and stuff like that. This is just like a one-off thing. It's just, I get a lot of questions sometimes about, hey, Brandon, what does that mean? You said it in the video. I'm not entirely sure what that means. That's completely okay. I mean, I didn't know what it meant at one point. I had to learn it myself. So if you don't know what this means, hopefully I can teach you a little bit. If you know what it means, maybe there's something in here you can learn new. But as for like these, I don't know if I want to call it insider terms, but like wrestling terms, there's literally like hundreds of these, and I don't have time to like explain every single wrestling term. So a lot are missing. I'm only doing 10. I'm going to explain 10 wrestling terms in this video for the people who are a little bit confused. And then maybe if you're still confused about something, I can explain it again later. Maybe I'll do another one of these or something. But ladies and gentlemen, this is 10 insider terms and what they mean. Well, not really insider terms, more like wrestling terms. Most people know them, but a few people get confused. So I'll try to clear up a few things here. Okay, the first word, house show. So house show, well, it's actually two words, but house show is a non-televised show. I believe WWE call them WWE live events now, which is kind of confusing because you think live, oh, it's live on TV. Yes, I'm going to be on TV. No, WWE live is just a house show. It's just matches that for some reason they don't let you record when you're at the show. If you want to, you can kind of sneak and do it, but they don't let you record it. It's not on TV, and basically no one will ever see it unless you're at the show. So that's what a house show is. But on to the next term, a dark match. So a dark match, house shows basically all dark matches, but mainly the word dark match, I would use it in like vlogs or something when I'm at like Raw or SmackDown. They'll do a dark match that isn't actually shown on TV or even filmed, just to like warm up the crowd, or maybe it's after the crowd just to send the crowd home happy or something like that. So that's what a dark match is. It's a non-televised show. House shows are all dark matches. The next term, this has to be like the main one people ask me what the hell it means. So it's kayfabe. So kayfabe is basically realism in wrestling. It's pretending, it's like, I believe the correct definition is the portrayal of like staged events as they're real or something. Pretty much just pretending a storyline is actually real and it actually happens. And also this can be like if a wrestler plays like a character or something, they play like a bad guy and they act like a bad guy in like person when you meet them or something like that. They're just doing like kayfabe. A lot of people get upset when people break kayfabe. A lot of people say kayfabe is dead and stuff like that. When me and Malcolm, we had this like series, right? And we did like the match. We didn't do kayfabe because we were like vlogging together. So that's like breaking kayfabe, that's what that means. But kayfabe is basically just pretending wrestling storylines are real and they actually hate each other and stuff like that. Okay, the next two terms kind of go together. So we have babyface and heel. So first off, babyface. A lot of people get upset when I say babyface because I guess most people or some people just call them face, which I don't know. I just like calling them baby faces more. Like it's they're like John Cena is a baby face. And a lot of you are like, oh, you're like making fun of the way John Cena looks or something. No, not at all. Babyface means they're a good guy, or just you can call them just a face. Face, babyface, same thing. It means they're a good guy in wrestling. And now we move on to the heel. The heel is the opposite. It's the bad person. So the person who's pretending to be like a villain or something like that. Examples currently, because they could switch. Kevin Owens is a heel right now. Cesaro and Sheamus are heels, I believe. It's kind of like riding the line because he like popped that beach ball and every crowd went crazy. Which that is something else I could talk about. Like the heel like the definition of a heel used to mean someone who got booed, but I guess we kind of have to change that now since they're cheering the heels or whatever. So it's kind of hard to tell who is a heel and a babyface now because like the crowd cheers just whoever. But a good way to see the heel if they're like making fun of the town they're in or like making fun of their opponent or, you know, if they cheat to win or something like that, they're a heel. Okay, the next two terms kind of go together as well. We have mark and smark. So a mark is someone who believes wrestling is real. It's kind of like a slang word, like, I don't know, some wrestling fans will call other wrestling fans, hey, you're just like a mark. Marks believe wrestling is real. And the smark is like the opposite. It's fans who know wrestling is fake, but they simply don't care and they appreciate it on a higher level, which would describe like most of wrestling fans. Most wrestling fans are smart. They know it's fake, they don't care, they just love professional wrestling. Okay, the next term, you might hear me say this in videos, they're changing someone's gimmick or something like that. If I ever talk about that in a news episode or something, a gimmick is basically just I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like their personality or just what they do. As for gimmicks, I don't know if I can come up with like a good example of a gimmick change. I guess, oh yeah, Bray Wyatt would be a good example of a gimmick change. So he was like in the Nexus as Husky Harris or whatever, and he was just this weird guy. Then he went down to NXT and completely changed basically his character, his personality, and all that. And that's what a gimmick is. He went from like this Nexus guy who's just basically all bland to like this dark character with who he's like Sister Abigail and stuff like that. But that's like a good example of a gimmick change. But gimmick is like personality and the character of a professional wrestler. Okay, the next term, jobber. So jobber is basically just a wrestler who loses like every match. I really hate to say it, but Kurt Hawkins currently is a jobber. That's what they're doing. A jobber is someone who loses every match just to make who they're facing look good. I mean, Kurt Hawkins deserves better. I'm not going to make this like a Kurt Hawkins love video or anything, but like Kurt Hawkins currently, he's used as a jobber. But the final term that I think some of you might be confused about and should actually know what it means is botch. So a botch is basically just a screw up in wrestling. If someone like screws up a move, they say, oh, he botched the move or whatever. Kind of a weird word, but that's what that means. I think botch applies to a lot of things. A lot of you probably know what that means. It applies to non-wrestling stuff too, but in wrestling, botch means they screwed up something. If it'd be a move or like a promo or they like stuttered or something, they botched it. Okay, so there you guys have it. That is 10 wrestling terms that some of you may have been confused about that I tried to explain in this video. Like I said in the beginning of this video, there's hundreds of wrestling terms. Didn't have time to like explain every single one, but hopefully this video was enjoyable nonetheless. This is the end card. Down there's my second channel. Over here are some previous videos you guys may have not seen that you'll probably enjoy. And if you guys haven't already, make sure to like this video. And if you're brand new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.